IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire. IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8:2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Ambazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8:2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Ambazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire.
ARFs don't score big again today against the terrorists from La République du Cameroon. Today, na the 31st of January 2023, and this one na the spokesman for the ANC. Fellow Ambazonians, una listen. Yes, the one no be joke. The one no be joke. Serious firepower from una ARFs under the only interim government where they fight this struggle. Under the interim government where being led by His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako. Una no fit hear this kind of firepower from any other group from home front. Yes, with the salon or ARFs. 21 gun salon for all now. Una go out for this action today from Gokutunja. This particular year and onwards, the ARF go follow any terrorist from the Republic. When Yaoundé the send Muna can kill innocent civilians, deny them will not get freedom to the gates of hell. If una like, una do anything una do in Ambazonia. But we tell una, the ARS will follow una to the gates of hell. This one is just a tip of the iceberg because more they come. Not only for this area, all over Ambazonia. Yes, make a take once more. Today the 31st of January, the last day for January. And make una all not forget. This January don't be very, very bloody for the enemy. They don't carry a lot of body bags back into their territory. Who ARFs have been launched a very, very successful attack from Gokutunja. They be doing very, very, very professionally. And the armored personnel carrier, it be beyond repairs. That's the hit them, it go beyond repairs. They go live back for carry those ones where they did it because nobody no go come out of that motor from where to Osia. The armored personnel carrier be damaged beyond repairs. From information we don't reach we right now. We still continue for one the terrorist Republic military. We tell una. The orders where Yaoundé they give una. Make una turn around, ask una selves. The risk where una they enter inside. Now for waiting. Now why una the camp can die? The people that they send una for Yaoundé, they are picking them there for the best schools. They are picking them be safe. The people them be safe. Now why una they can die? Now the question that we ask una. It not gonna ever stop. We'll be ready for this, whether in the next 20 to 30 years. Even if we leave them, we'll picking they go continue for fight. Because we go deplete with our forces until it go reach the extent and not even fight kindergarten boxing team. It be left to the Republic military for turn around, tell that people the way they send now for Yaoundé. Say if they like me, they can fight the fight. We Ambazonians will be prepared. We be prepared. If una be thinking sometime will be slack, no. Everywhere, all over the territory, they be ready for stand up now. As we talk, when I don't see me say this January, it go continue just like that, all over. There is no military solution to this problem. Military no go ever solve this problem. Because by the end of the day, una go the count, una brothers, una friend, una papa them, una picking them. Una brother them when they don't die inside the struggle. While our Republic go still go sit on that table for negotiate. It no go ever finish. The earlier una tell them, say make them stop for the send una can't die, the better for una. The earlier the better. They fight go on and make no man no fool una. Una don't first remove some of the top generals than before, but other ones they don't come up even much more deadlier than the one they wanna remove them. Make una understand they still there within the ranks. So one they go even be more radical than one una they look and now say sometimes those ones will be radical. Make no general no send una say una go find this or that particular fighter una go find it. Say sometime when una take it, the fight don't finish. It no go ever finish. It no go finish. Una tell the general, una tell ya, una tell them. Say una dey so now una head that they go. And for una for things say una get intel about who ARFs them. That one a lie. Una no get them all. Una go see from now onwards. Una go see from now onwards say the intelligence una get and be false. Who ARFs and be all over. They see una. They don't study una. They know una movement. Una, they know all the actions. They know what una be capable of doing. And they go match una man to man. Once more, una tell una government make it resolve this problem. They know what to do. The people there they fan the flames for this conflict from Yaoundé. Una point finger for them, tell them, say make them stop them. But if you, the soldier, decide to beat the stubborn fly, no see a days and be no mat. You feel hear this particular talk enter for the ear come over the next side, but if it be not the last time, now somebody go end up for tell your people, say it is so, you will fight the wrong fight. If you want fight and stand for what you know say be not the truth. Because now wait that way the Ambazonian fighters, the ARF, they stand and they fight for. They get the protection for their gods and their ancestors. Now the more reason that Yaoundé never ever stand for the truth. And then they tell the truth. Now the reason that they send una can't die. If no one continue, una don't get now that one a decision una get to make up. And at this point, we said we give 21 gun salute for ARF from Gokutunja and the rest for all over the territory. We talk say the rest when they rise up, continue the fight. Because La Republic, whether I like them or not, they no fit take with territory by force. We go fight and we go shoot with Tiboya. Negotiations or non-negotiations will be determined. Short live the revolution, long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8:2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Amazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8:2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Amazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8:2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Amazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
Then at 31st of January 2023 for Bamising.
Today, Tuesday, 31st January 2023. That Republic go down than the pass, then the one pass so. That food and one show them some smoking today. Yeah. You do look am. Look am fine. I want that so. Now second that. Number 2. Now number 3 that. So now the same. And number 4 that so. Now number 4. We'll wait for number 5 now so. I hate this. Get for you.
Yes, today, 31st, 2023. General Warn Your Life, Oswap, Colony Cross, Commander Bandla from Mensai, Commander Ndotijo, Colony Ndotijo. So, for the 5 more to them where they go down, they want to turn back, we attack them. As you can see now, they played this, where we shoot them, play come out. Soldier, oh yeah?
Oh yeah! Yes.
Now live
I want
video.
your life.
On your life.
General,
on your life.
You lead
them.
Colonel Abdullah. Commander Banla, Commander Bruno, understood. Commander Eben.
Life.
Commander Dotijo.
Declare.
Commander Dotijo. Shake no day.
Shake no day.
Shake no day.
See that la Republic dog then? Yes. Life. I read this life for you. Yes. I want your life. I shoot boy. Shake no day. Life. 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 Yes. I want your life. General, I want your life and the Scott. Shake no day. Shake no day. Shake no day. Shake no day.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8 verse 2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Amazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget.
This is one of the most intense exercises at West Point's basic training. New cadets must rappel down a 25-foot cliff face.
Lean back.
We're good.
Then a 75-foot wall.
See what's coming up? Oh, hell. Jump. Hell yeah!
The United States Military Academy in West Point, New York is the #1 military academy in the U.S., where 120,000 of the nation's top students and soldiers apply each year. Only 10% get in, and new cadet Jabril Williams is one of them.
I'm excited. I'm going to attack it with as much enthusiasm and intensity as I can.
But before the start of school, Williams and his fellow cadets must complete the 6-week basic training program, the beginning of the 47-month journey that creates the next generation of leaders for the U.S. Army.
The best way to burn fat and get shredded is not keto, not paleo, and it's definitely not
Cadet Basic Training, or CBT, begins immediately after R Day. R Day, or Reception Day, is the day when students first report to West Point and get assigned to the company they'll train in.
Attention!
The class is divided into 9 companies, each competing to earn the most points and be awarded the title of Best Company at the end of basic training.
Congratulations, new cadet! You are now part of Alpha Company, the best company in Cadet Basic Training Regiment.
During CBT, upperclassmen serve as the leaders, or cadre.
I don't want to say you don't want to say the palm.
The most important thing we do at West Point is teach leadership, followership, and instill the warrior ethos. Because when they graduate here, they're going to go lead America's sons and daughters.
After R Day, cadets begin their training by learning the basics to gain the confidence they need before moving on to more advanced skills.
Hey, make sure you put it on safe and take your finger off the trigger next time, all right?
The first thing they do is they go and they learn how to qualify on a M4 carbine. So they go out and do marksmanship training.
Every soldier in basic training is qualified on a rifle. Most of them have never picked up a weapon in their life.
So there's 40 rounds. There's different targets set at different distances out in each lane on the range, and they'll pop up in different combinations. So they shoot from 5 different positions, and we do a lot of practice leading up to it, but this is when they all put it together and put it to the test.
To become qualified in basic rifle marksmanship, cadets must score a minimum of 23 out of 40 possible points. Each dummy contains a sensor that, when hit, sends a signal up to the control tower, adding a point to the cadet's score.
Lane 11. 31.
So if they don't pass, they're going to stay until they do. So every company before us has had everybody qual that is able to qual before they leave for the day.
I actually went out on lane 1, which isn't a great range because a couple of the targets are actually like sitting in the shadows, but I still managed to qualify with a 28, my highest.
Today, cadets are taking their land navigation test. They have 3 hours to find a minimum of 3 out of 5 hidden points.
We are given a map with different points. You will find what's called an attack point. Attack points are a point on the map that you know, hey, I am here. From there, you'll take out your compass and you'll shoot a azimuth, and from 180 degrees, I know my point is 180 meters. So I'll walk out 180 meters and then boom, find my point.
Each cadet receives unique coordinates and sets out to complete the test alone.
Good luck. Don't lose your scorecard.
Each attack point is represented by an orange flag. When cadets find it, they must mark their scorecard using the attached hole puncher. If cadets are unable to find enough points in the allotted time, they fail the test and must return later to attempt the course again.
Only 2 so far.
In addition to winning points for their company, ambitious new cadets aim to beat records set by past West Point students. After only an hour and 31 minutes, a cadet has returned with all 5 points found correctly. Only 9 minutes away from breaking the school record. A big win for the ongoing Best Company competition. Having spent a couple weeks learning basic military skills, new cadets are now ready to learn advanced skills that will test their confidence.
I am an American soldier! I'm a member of a team!
Around the halfway mark of CBT, new cadets get to experience the gas chamber, also known as the House of Tears.
Right now, we are at the House of Tears.
We got this. We got this. Hey, this is too easy, y'all.
Everyone here is nervous, whether they admit it or not, to go in that gas chamber. And I think that part of this whole experience throughout these 6 weeks is like overcoming your fears and your anxiety for things that are dangerous.
The House of Tears is designed to instill confidence in the new cadets, but also to teach them how to properly wear MOPP gear.
So you don it, you put the mask over the back of your head, you breathe the bad air out, you suck good air in, it suctions to your face.
All right, suck it in. Suck it again. You're good to go.
With masks secure, the first platoon enters the chamber.
Go, go, go! Go! Get in there, let's go!
When they open the door, we file in, about 20 of us at a time. You stand along the walls, a little bit of an intense environment, a little bit sketchy and scary. You do some jumping jacks. You check the mask, like you lift the mask up for about 10 seconds, and then you put it back down, seal it. And then after that, of course, you take it off and do the soldier's creed.
The soldier's creed! I'm an American soldier. I'm a warrior member of a team.
It's spicy. You feel the spice on your skin, you feel it on your hands, your neck, your face. You get about 3 or 4 words in and you just start choking and coughing.
The CS gas used during training is composed of tiny particles that float through the air and land on human skin, irritating areas of moisture. More specifically, mucous membranes in the eyes, nose, mouth, and lungs.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8 verse 2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Ambazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire. IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire.
Yeah, great Ambazonians, greetings, Southern Cameroonians, greetings on home front, greetings, my dear people of Ambazonia, the diaspora. Today is February the 4th, Saturday, February the 4th. We are yet anchoring another defense briefing, briefing you on the week and what happened over the week, and expecting what is going on and what will be taking place next week. All highlights will be brought to you. As you, we have our panel of 3, which I'll be bringing up. They'll introduce themselves, beginning with the SOS Zama. We have Commander Fombat, and we also have Commander Kenneth. We have some interesting topics today, which is the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. They go hard. We have action on the ground. We also have tribute to General Transporter. May his soul rest in peace. And we also have actions, what will be happening next week, the 11th of February. Black legs, some were taken out this week, and a way forward. And if possible, maybe lines will be open. I don't know. Can we bring in the others? I see myself frozen. I don't know if the studio is getting me. Can my panelists come in?
Oh yeah, we are here, Comrade Paul. I think.
Because I don't see any of you on the back screen, so is SOS Zama there?
Yeah, Paul, I think you may have to check your internet. Everybody's on the screen now. Everyone can hear you, but that's okay. You have everyone that you need on the screen. Fombat is not yet connected, so as soon as he connects, you see him.
Okay, then we begin with SON Zaman.
Thank you, fellow Ambazonians. Thank you for another day and another week of the IG briefing. We are bringing you information that is not readily available to you based on the crookedness of your CRTV and other media houses that are based back on in La Republique and on ground of home front. We are here to give you what our troops are up to and show you what's going on in our territory. And we really give a shout out to all our citizens and all our ARFs and all our supporters. We look forward to having a great program today. Thank you.
Over to you, Commander Kenneth.
Yeah. Thank you, fellow panelists. Thank you, those of I want to thank those on our technical bench and thank those who have tuned in today from our territory of Ambazonia to join us on this briefing today. It's another day. It's another Saturday, and as we had earlier promised you, I will always be here every Saturday of the week to give you unfiltered information on what is happening on the home front. And for those who have been following us keenly for this time, for up to this time, we want to thank them very much and tell them that we will not disappoint you people. As you are here, make sure you share the links, link those who are out there to come join you and to have this undiluted piece of information coming up directly from the national territory. We hope that the numbers grow up as we proceed in the show. So thank you very much, and we look forward to having a fruitful evening with you all.
Thank you very much. I think we'll go straight. We will try to make this program as always as brief as possible, not as 1 hour, 2 hours, but if we could get a maximum of 45 minutes to give out to the home front what they really need to hear to the international community, I think we are going to try to meet up to that. We go directly to actions on home front. Please, can Commander Kenneth, can we have the actions on home front? I think we had 2 major actions from Bui and Gokutunja. Can you give us a highlight on that, and if possible, we get the videos?
Okay, I'll prepare if we can start with the videos, please. If the videos can come up, then I'll make a brief analysis before the SOS can come in. I'm requesting if the technical bench.
We have I think 3 videos for Bui. We have
then at 31st of January 2023 for Bamising.
Today, Tuesday, 31st January 2023. That Republic go down and then they pass, then they want pass so. That food and we want show them some smoking today. Yeah. You gotta look am. Una look am fine. I want that so. Now second that, number 2. Now number 3 that. So now they see am. And number 4 that so. Number 4. We'll wait for number 5 now so. I had this. Bien for you.
Yes, today, 31st, 2023. General Warn Your Life. What's up? Colony Cross. Commander Banla from Mensai. Commander Ndotijo. Colony Ndotijo. So for the 5 more to them where they go down. They want turn back, we attack them. As you can see now, they played this. We shoot them, play come out. Soldier, oh yeah?
Oh yeah! Yes.
Now live
I
video.
want your life. Yes,
On your
I
life.
see 'em.
General, on your life.
Make a man know
We
say.
hit them.
Colony Cross, Colony Abdullah, Commander Banla, Commander Bruno, understood. Commander Iben,
Live.
Commander Dotijo.
Declare.
Commander Dotijo. Shake no day.
Shake no day.
I play this around 6 foot. Shake no day.
C'est là la République d'Ogle. Yes. Life. With this life for you. Yes. I want your life. I shoot boy. Shake no day. Life. 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 Yes. I want your life. General, I want your life and the Scott. Shake no day. Shake no day. Shake no day. Shake no day. Yes. Shake no day. Down your life. Shake no day. On your underscore. Shake no day. Shake no day. Look am. Yes. Look am. La Republic in that. Yes. Look am fine. La Republic in that. Yes. General Wonyo and the spot. Life. Look am. Yes. The country is target. Look am. The country is target. Look am. Look am. Now then that. Yes. You want your life. You want your life. You want your life. Now then that. We don't put them for them. Life. General want your life. Shake no day. Colonel Cross. Now the motor that. You don't stand. Shake no day. Shake in no day. Shake in no day. Shake in no day. Shake in no day. Yes, life. We don't do them. We don't do them. We don't do them. We don't do them. Shake in no day. Shake in no come day. Life. Shake in no day. Yes. When I go finish all. When I go finish all. When I go finish all. Shake no day. When I go finish all. Shake no day. Yes. Shake no day. Shake no day. Life. 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 Yes. I don't tell you, I say, I'm on a pack fine. I know the check. Yes. On a pack fine. I don't tell you, on a pack fine. On a no place where on a play. On a no. Yes.
But me in life. When I say on a one pass now, and today this was about me in life. Bon kunyang na tuya amo. But me in life. But me in life. I for good drone so. We say good drone, but me not the part, not the year. Any driver way one can't try me, try to something.
Okay, I believe I have the microphone. Yeah, fellow Ambazonians, you're once more welcome to the defense briefing, and let me take you on the action on what happened. I would just want to review what happened within this week, the past week, and to let you people know. I mean, just for a start, I would want to say you heard what one of our fighters was saying. He was saying, "Shake no day, shake no day. Una go finish all," which means they are not afraid. They are ready to carry out, they're ready to continue with the action which they started at the beginning of this year, and which they've been doing from the start of the struggle. There is something which I would like our people to maybe to remind our people of. The most difficult part of our revolution was when we took off. By then we had nothing. We come up with peace plans, we had nothing. That was the most difficult part of our revolution. We didn't know which road, which way we're going to take. But eventually, what happened was our fighters, our ARFs, they improvised. They started with den guns, came up with automatic rifles, IEDs, and now they have RPGs. They're getting sophisticated by the day. They're marching on the enemy man for man. They're not afraid. If you hear them, they say shake, shake, no day. By implication, by that, they mean to say they are not afraid of whoever La Republique or Yaoundé is sending to come and meet them. They are very prepared. They are ready. They will face them man to man. Yes, day in, day out, we have new fighters, we have new generals, we have new colonels coming up under the ones that we had known, proving their worth, proving themselves. There are those that were maybe there are some that have come in, those that were misled by some individuals. They have come in, they've joined the ranks, and they're proving their worth. All what I can say is it's going to be a very, very, very interesting year, a year which La Republique will live to remember. They have studied the tactics, whatever means, whatever tactics or whatever techniques the La Republique military they are using. They have adapted themselves like the guerrillas that they are, and they are ready. They are very ready from what we have seen from our discussions with them, from how prepared they are to make sure that they bleed this enemy, to make them run from the territory. Within the week, yes, we saw some significant action, and within the axis of Ngokutunja and Bui. And to start with, we had our ARFs in Ngokutunja. They did ambush the terrorists from La Republique. We saw in the videos. You could see them counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the feet, and on the feed car. What they did, with the push of a button, the car and all its contents went to pieces. All of it. Everything was shattered. And there was a projectile that, if you could watch the video closely, you will see there was a projectile that came out from the car from that particular car that was detonated. With that, you could see the force. You could see how ferocious the detonation was. If at that point you could have something that was projected, it came up with such force, which means there was nothing that was left of the vehicle or the armored personnel carrier. And the precision with which they do carry out these operations is very, very commendable. They have adapted themselves. They have become much more sophisticated with time. And from what we know, La Republique will never find it easy. They will just be sending in more and more people to come and get roasted in the Ambazonian territory. The ARMs are not afraid. They are not afraid. By the time they are making their little plans to come in, the ARFs know they are coming in, and they always wait for them. With this, I'm giving a 21-gun salute to our ARFs of Ngokutunja. They did a commendable job. What they did was excellent. The enemy, those that survived that particular blast, say the forecast that went ahead. I think they will live to tell the story. Those that they lost, as we've been saying, they should go ask themselves, what are they doing on our territory? What are they doing on our territory? It is time they understand that whoever sent them to come and fight a lost cause. Anyway, from there, let's go over to the issue, to the action in Bui also, where we are having some very, very, very commendable and good fighters coming up. And as I once said, The problem is not the person that is at the lead, the person that is at the head. We have more fighters, more of them within the ranks that no matter what, they will always rise up to the occasion. They are not afraid, as I said earlier. A lot of them want to prove themselves. La Republic is fooling itself when it says, let's go out and take general this or general that or FM this. They're just wasting, it's a waste of time and a waste of resources. They know what to do. Taking out that general or taking out one of them will bring out a lot more of them. So, for those that are there, we are encouraging them to keep on fighting. The action in Bui, it was the same. If you could look at it, it was quite from a distance. The distance from which they took, the distance from which they did blow off that animal personnel carrier is testament to what they've become or to their sophistication, how they have grown with time, and they've learned how to get that enemy at whatever distance. They are not close there to waste their time, maybe firing on them. With the push of a button, the enemy is gone. And more bags have been sent to Yaoundé day in, day out. The one question we're asking again is it worth the risk? Is it worth it to come and lose your life? For those old people that are sending you out there, or a regime that is a very corrupt regime that is sending you, knowing fully well that what Ambazonia is fighting for, they are fighting a just cause. So, I'll take you also to the point, to Meme, because we had some action there last week from the late General Transporter, may so rest in peace. We'll still, maybe within the course of, we'll still have to talk about him within maybe in a short while from now. Before he went down, we did see that he came up, he eliminated a lot of the terrorist La Republic fighters that came into Meme, and he fought a good fight. He did. He stood out for his people. He protected his people. He fought for what he believed in, and he ended up paying the ultimate price. May his soul rest in peace. But for what we got from the information we got that filtered in, before he died, a lot of body bags were sent back to Yaoundé. Transporter was somebody that, when he went out there, he meant business. All the materials he had, he was somebody that La Republic was very scared of. And though he's going it's very sad. We will keep on working with those that he left behind, and we are very sure that somebody even more competent will take his place, and will make sure that those that brought him down will pay for it. So for now, I think Comrade Paul, I'll hand over the microphone to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Commander Kenneth. SOS, the ground has been busy, home front has been busy. Can you add on what Commander Kenneth has just highlighted, from Gokutunja to Bui, from Bui to Meme? A small tribute to our fallen hero, Commander Transporter, General Transporter.
I want our listeners to understand that when we are saying Bui, Ngoketunja, and Meme, those were not the only areas that saw fighting. Our soldiers were all engaged. There were people engaged in Bali. There were those engaged in Bamisol. There were people engaged in Memphis Central, and there were people engaged in Zikwa. We have to understand that this fight is covering the total territory of Ambazonia. And the fighting goes on as people go around their daily livings. We want to make our soldiers to understand that we don't categorically want them to give us these videos. We want them to be safe. If it's safe to have the videos, fine, let them have it. But if we don't have to, La Republic will have to report its death anyway. and we don't even want them to even report their death, because we're taking them out as much as they are coming in. They are just like termites in our baskets. We are just taking a lot of them, and it's sad. We have to kill each other for something that could have been resolved simply by discussion. The Francophones don't want to understand the language of discussion. They don't want to understand the argument. They want only force. We have to fight, and we are fighting. We were forced into this fight, and so it's an existential fight. We have to fight, and our soldiers are doing the best they can, and we'll continue improvising. We'll continue improving our methods, and this war cannot be won on the battlefield by La Republique, and they understand that. It's a war of attrition, and we're gonna do that. At the end of the day, La Republique has to understand that sending their sons and daughters to come and die in Ambazonia is not the best use of their manpower. We adhere. A lot of them will not be going back in body bags. Some of them will go back in parts of humans. Some of their fleshes will not be able to be located because some of the explosions just disseminate all of them. So it's we pray for every person who is in combatant in this fight. It's not a fight that the Ambazonians wanted, but we must fight. And I want to make people to understand. We saw some trucks that were being lit up due to the embargo of food to La Republique. The thing that people have to understand is that we Ambazonian truck owners should not be lured into the fact that we will carry this food and take it to other places and we will be spared. So far as your trucks are used to carry food to the enemy, it's an enemy container. We will take it out. We want you to stay out of that. Do not use your trucks. Let them bring their own vehicles and take it out. Let them have their vehicles leave from East Cameroon and come. When they come in, we will destroy those trucks. We cannot feed the enemy that keeps killing us. We will make them hungry. The hungrier they are, the weaker they are, they will not be able to attack us. So let's keep the pressure on them. Let's keep all those roads cut off. Let's keep up the boundaries monitored until these people starve themselves. We provide them a lot of food, and we are going to stop that. We want our commanders on the field to understand that if we have these trucks of our own people, let them understand they can unload the food, distribute it or destroy it, and let those trucks go back and give them a warning. But we want our people to understand that in every war, there's complete sacrifice from every quarter of the population. And we expect them to do their own part of the sacrifice. We are already doing a lot of it in the community. On the home front, people are doing a lot of it. And the more we can give up this struggle, fight it, the shorter this fight will be. The longer we want to try to be comfortable, nobody should be comfortable at war. We are at war, and these things will not be comfortable. We have to sacrifice, and so be it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I also want to talk about that this truck in. I see some enablers, some nayers saying writing rubbish about that incident. If a road has been blocked and an order has been given by the forces of that territory, it is very, very necessary that you respect this law, because any violation, we don't see it as a civilian violation. We look at it at a military point of view. Military point of view in terms that we know that military is hiding behind civilians. These trucks could be loaded with military inside. In the name of that, they are civilian trucks. Military personnel could be inside these trucks, which I think was the case before this action was taken. When we say Brazzaville's product has been banned, any civilian who violates this law, we go to that depot, we go to that off license, we destroy all the products because it is a contraband in Ambazonia. So when we say things like this should not enter inside Ambazonia in a particular territory, it is for strategic and for security purpose. Okay, look at what happened in I think in Bam the other day in I think in Dop. More than 15 houses burned down. Put those pictures out there too, and tell our republic that let them give any justified reason for doing that act. Fellow Ambazonians, we are at war. And when territory tells you we don't want this, please avoid that particular thing that they don't want. If they say this road has been shut down, please do not go to that road. It is very, very important. Before I see enablers writing trash everywhere on Facebook, on social media. When they shoot our restoration forces, you don't write things like that. So when we give orders, let these orders be respected. It is the law of the land. Thank you very much, SOS. I think we need to talk about our next. We are already, action on the ground is set. More actions will be coming. And SOS, we mostly talk about these actions when we get the videos. Actions happen all over Ambazonia on daily basis. Our restoration fighters, they brave the odds, they fight, they defend motherland on daily basis. From Meme to Manu, from Manu to Lobialem, from Lobialem to to Kumbo, from Kumbo to Gokutunja, from Gokutunja to Dogamantu, to Tundi, from Dian to call whatever you want to call, please. From Dian to Fako, from Fako, there is fight every blessed day. Our boys defend the land every day. But most often we highlight the ones who saw taking video as not a risk. And when they send us this video, we put them out for our people to watch. To the international community. But I want to inform you people that we have on daily basis our soldiers going out to defend motherland. Can we talk a bit about we pay a special to transporter, general transporter. Personally, I had a lot of talk with him. I communicated with him right even to the day he died. I think 2 or 3 days before he died, when he carried out the last action using the RPG in the same forum, he forwarded these videos, and I was very happy. Hailed him. May his soul rest in peace. I have been talking with him. We have been having a lot of interaction. One thing I know about him was a very open general. He was willing to cooperate. He was willing to work with everybody. No matter who you are, just provide to him what he wants, and he carried out the action diligently and accordingly. I think he was a fine soldier. He remains in the memory book of Ambazonia. His name inscribed in a golden scroll, where I believe that one day when we are rejoicing in Boya, his family will enjoy the benefit of a fallen soldier. May his soul rest in peace. SON Zama, any comment?
Thank you, comrade. I think General Transporter was, I would say he was a fine individual. He was very given into the fight. Even though he might have fought under a different banner, he was a son of Ambazonia. He fought and died for Ambazonia. And I want everybody who is watching this and understand what's going on. He might have been fighting under APL. And we want every single Ambazonian, like President Dr. Sako stated in last week's meeting, every soldier that's on the ground is under our auspices. You may fight so far as you are attacking the enemy, so far as you are trying to eliminate the enemy, we will support you. We will take care of you. We will provide what we must provide as an entity in this fight. The IG stands to help every soldier on the ground who is fighting the enemy, irrespective of what colored shirt they have. We are disregarding that shirt. We are looking at the nationality, we are looking at the ability, and we are looking at the skill set that you bring into this fight. If you are fighting for Ambazonia, you are our people, you are our person. And we will come by, and like we said, enough is enough. We have to look at things beyond the uniforms we wear and deal with it. General Transporter was a fine son, a fine soldier who died, who gave his life, defending his people. As we go, we mourn him. I want to give 21 gun salute to all the troops that helped him to fight this fight, and ultimately he gave his life. We keep asking for people to give us your money, to give us your know-how, to give us your soul, and sometimes the soul is rendered on behalf of Ambazonia. I want to extend my sincere gratitude and condolence to General Transporter's family. Thank you.
Commander Kenneth, a fine soldier has fallen.
Yes, Commander Paul. A soldier that paid the ultimate price for our freedom. One that stood the heat, one that withstood the heat from the enemy and didn't relent. He never gave up. He was there for his people, and irrespective of the banner under which he fought, as the SOS said, he was fighting to free homeland. We always had this privilege that he was with us. We are proud that he stood with our ARFs, assisted them in so many ways. We had always been in constant communication with our ARFs from that region. And whenever there was something that was up, they would tell us Transporter is here to give us a helping hand. It's with a heavy heart that we look back and see that just at the point whereby he was taking the fight to the enemy, we lost him. Looking back at that video, the video in which he was talking, you could see him taking care of the population, telling them, giving them the reasons for which the road was, locked up, and maybe some sort of giving them a chance to open, maybe telling that out, okay, because of this and this reason, you people could come back and reuse the roads. And you could see everybody was happy. The population generally, they were happy, which means he was somebody whom they held in very high esteem, somebody they loved. And it wasn't easy when we saw the images of Transporter lying in his own blood, paying the ultimate price just when he was at the brim, he was at the apex of what he was doing. There will be many transporters. Let me say this to his killers. There will be many transporters. You brought down one, but be rest assured that those that will come up, you will not be able to deal with them. You will not be able to deal with them. At each time they send you, you come in thinking that you're taking out the best. But there are some of these fighters, there are some of these generals that are some sort of maybe, those that are within them, within their ranks, those that are below them, there's some sort of maybe keeping an eye on them. But with their demise, there will be somebody that will want to prove himself. And that's when you have a lot of them out there. So, Transporter, he came, he fought, he's gone. The struggle lives on until we get to Boya. As the fighters usually say, shake, no day. They will keep on, we'll keep on. We are in it together. Comrade Paul, the microphone is yours. That's what I've got to say.
Thank you very much,
If you don't mind,
Commander Kenneth. Okay, SOS.
Yeah, I think we have to go back and admonish and advise our soldiers continuous exposure of your person on videos is giving a lot of intelligence to the enemy. It's giving a lot of intelligence in terms of who you are. It's giving them a lot of intelligence of your location. It's giving them a lot of things they can sort after and come after you. We are telling our soldiers, when you go into battle or you want to film something, put on your mask. Put on, if they can see only your eyes, it'll be difficult for anybody to determine who you are, and it'll be difficult to find somebody by voice. So let's do our own home hygiene and clean up our act, and it'll save us a lot from all the unnecessary and easy targets that we make ourselves to La Republique. So far as we can clean up these images and send them out without exposing our soldiers, without exposing them, because primarily some of the soldiers take out these videos and just post them on social media, and it doesn't help their own cause. It doesn't help our fight because it really exposes our weaknesses, it exposes our strength, and they can try to do an antidote to all those things that we are doing. We have to try to mitigate a lot of these things and talk to all the commanders. We are informing them to talk back to the soldiers on the field to avoid this. It helps a lot. Since the advent of photography in World War One and Two, these things have been used against the people who are on the pictures. We can see that in the Crimean War. We can see that in other wars that took place in the earlier part of this 20th century. So we are begging our soldiers to avoid the internet, avoid posting unnecessary images of yourself and your group on the internet. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful piece. We hope it's a continuous process, continuous education for our fighters on the ground. Please do not risk. It is not necessary. Please, exposure causes a lot of damage. We have seen in the past, and we still get these things every day, and we'll keep educating that these things sometimes they are not necessary.
Comrade Paul.
I go back to you. Yes.
Yeah. No, okay. Sorry. Maybe you might go on. I just wanted to say that there is some of that information that we'll have to share back within the defense community, and we're already talking on that. There are things like that that we'll just have to dish out that information to them from there. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. SOS, we go to the most important upcoming event of the month, which is the banned 11 February, the day that we were deceived into something that we don't know. An international scam by the UN in the name of plebiscite, 11 February celebration, which was transformed to Youth Day by La Republique, not even giving us the clear definition or the meaning of it. What is in stock for 11 February? What are the plans of the interim government? What are the plans of the Defense Department? What do we have to say concerning the 11th of February?
As per the communique from Communication Secretary Monga has put out there that we do not belong, we are not celebrating our crucifixion, because the federation or the referendum of 72 was a fraud. It was not a referendum that was given only to Southern Cameroonians to decide, but the whole country was deciding our fate. This was non-binding because of the way it was laid out. Whatever the case, whatever the outcome, we as of Ambazonia, as of our declaration of independence or restoration of our independence, we do not celebrate that. It's a day of our mourning. We will stay home. We will think about the struggle. We will moderate our thoughts. We will not abide by any rules provided or instituted by the colonial people. We have reports that there are some SDOs in areas in Ambazonia who are still quacking that the staffers should come to march. We are asking any person who is found out on that day will be considered an enemy. Anybody who is out between the 10th and the 11th during that shutdown is an enemy. And that's how we're going to view it. Anybody who is out, you're out on your own risk. We've given abundant instructions to avoid staying out on those days, on the 10th and the 11th. It's a non-event in our community. It's a day of mourning, and we expect when you are mourning, you don't have extracurricular activities. You don't go drinking. You don't go dancing. You don't go to work. That's what it's going to be. And we are asking our citizens to stay home and be with your family. Stay out of harm's way, because anybody who's found out will be considered an enemy. Don't make a fool of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, SOS. I think we don't need to belabor. It is certain this is an illegal celebration in Ambazonia. It's an illegal celebration. It's an illegal celebration. It means there will be military actions all over Ambazonia to counter this celebration. So, a 2 days lockdown, the 10th, Saturday and Sunday is...
No, the 10th is Friday.
Friday
10th is Friday,
yeah. Friday the 10th, today, the 11th, is a complete shutdown of our national territory. It's a day of mourning. So please, so many have attempted to be stubborn and they never saw the end of the day. So many had gone down out of sheer stubbornness. When they say it is lockdown, you want to go out. Please, there will be military action to chase out La Republique territory military out of Ambazonia. So please, I think Commander Kenner will be giving more highlight on what should be expected. It's no longer something that we hide. What should be expected on this day if you step out? Commander Kenneth.
Yeah, thank you, Comrade Paul. I mean, let me start by saying that day, it has no significance, first of all, to us Ambazonians. There is none, especially looking at where we are today. Where we are today, if we have to look back, we'll see that it's a day that we look upon with so much regret. Whatever was carried out on that day had nothing. It was like putting a nail, a final nail in our coffin. And for those of us that we are here today to make right of the wrongs that we did to us by La Republique, we are thereby telling them that it is time they reconsider pulling out of our territory as soon as possible. A day like this will never be accepted in Ambazonia from now going on. We will never accept it. We've been enslaved for long. We've been deceived for long. We've taken whatever rubbish they've thrown at us for long. And it is time that they understand that on days like this, our ARFs, they will be stationed all around to make sure that nothing takes place or in the name of celebrations in our territory. We are equally advising our civilian population, please take stock, whatever you might need for this week, for those 2 days. Go out there, get the items, whether it is food items or whatever, get those items, stock them up, and make sure that on the 10th, Friday the 10th, Saturday the 11th, you stay indoors, you are in your house, you don't go outside. Going outside will be going against the laws, the rules, because that's a law for now from our interim government. 11th of February is a non-event. We don't need it. We will never celebrate it. It has never been of any importance to us. For those that are out there, especially our ARFs, we are telling you, please make sure you reinforce this order. Make sure that our civilians make sure that first of all, your job is to make sure that you take care of our civilians. But when we have a law from our government, when there is an order that comes in to tell you stay at home, make sure you stay at home because they will be out there to reinforce that order. 11th of February, let nobody step. 10th and the 11th of February, please let nobody step out of the house. We love you all. We don't want you to be in harm's way. We don't want you to go out there because this is for your own good. We have seen what La Republic is even capable of doing. There are times that they use occasions like this to come in there and cause havoc. They have done that before, and it will not be something new for them to do that again. They are no respecters of human rights. They don't even do that. And if there are some colonialists, say some of the colonial administrators, please, we are telling you, you are not welcome on Ambazonian territory. Leave. Because whatever you are doing there is illegal. Don't call people that you don't have any right for. I mean, to call for our people or any right to do anything whatsoever on our territory. Our forces are watching. We have said it time and time again. They are within the populations. They are out there. They are everywhere. They will make sure that whoever steps out there, they will take note. And you will be punished for it. Make sure you stay at home. Thank you, Comrade Paul.
Yeah, I hope you're getting me now. SOS, sorry, I was muted. There is this phenomenon of stray bullets always hitting innocent civilians when action is going on between our restoration forces and this La Republic terrorists, especially on days like this 11 February. I think we have to give extra warning and caution to our civilian population because La Republic will always use them as a shield to pass. And now to also give a steam warning as the SOS, as the patron of the defense, to these agencies that will transport people from Douala to Boya to come and march, from Bafoussam or from Chang or from Buddha to Bamenda to come and march, so that they swell up the population and then they say, oh, life is normal, everything has come back to normal, children are marching, this and that. Going to cabarets, giving uniforms to prostitutes, to highway robbers to come and march. Sometimes they even go to the prisons. They bring in prisoners to come and do what? To come and swell up the marching population. SOS, I think we need an extra warning on things like this.
I don't think an artificial increase in the population of the willing personnel who want to march is anything. It's deceiving. They are deceiving themselves. They are deceiving themselves and they are putting themselves in harm's way. This is going to the 7th year we are fighting this war. There's nothing worth repeating here. People know exactly what is expected of them. Anybody who wants to dare outside and go out to march, that's up to them. They've chosen that their life is less than what it's supposed to be. They've chosen the marching over their life. It's up to them. Stray bullets go. Nobody is marked for a bullet, because once that thing leaves the trigger is pulled, the bullet is out of the barrel and is going somewhere. So if you find yourself in a position where you are not supposed to be, it could be you. But we are asking people to stay home. When you hear gunshots, go to the floor, stay there until everything is calmed down, and stop looking through the windows because you could be picked up by a stray bullet. For those who are coming in from Chang or wherever they are coming in, I pray for them. I pray for them to go back in pieces if they find themselves in Ambazonia. To be honest, some of them are really, they don't care about their lives. If they want to venture into a war zone, it's a war zone. So what do you expect? They could be dead. But if you look for your own death, you'll find it. In Ambazonia, there's plenty of it.
I keep muting, sorry. Please, it is very, very important. La Republique will deceive you that all is normal. Life has come back to normal. Let the children wear their uniform. Let them go to the field and march. That is what La Republique will tell you, because that is what they want you to know. But at the end of the day, if something happens to your child, you will be the one to cry, not La Republique. The son and the children, Okalia Biliai, that dog governor, his children are not in Ambazonia. His children are in Europe. His children are out of Ambazonia. And they will tell your own children in there that go and march. Let them wear uniform. Everything is okay. Everything is normal. Please. The ground is hot. There will be a lot of tactical, surgical, and military operations that will be taking place on the 10th and the 11th. To be on the safe side, for your children to be on the safe side, please do not be stubborn. Our territory has been locked down. For the 10th and the 11th, it will be shut down completely. We mean completely, not only the borders, the whole territory. We are also cautioning that, please, don't see your neighbor drinking Brazaris and you think Brazaris is legal. No. Brazaris has been banned in Ambazonia. Let me make this point clear again. Brazaris product has been banned in Ambazonia. Don't be the unfortunate one who will be caught drinking Brazaris product. Don't be the unfortunate one who will be seen selling Brazaris product. A word to a wise is sufficient. SOS, we move over to Black Lake. We caught one, I think, 2 days ago. Saw a picture of one young, I don't know, soulless individual he had made some past videos telling, I think, no pity, threatening fighters in Gokutunja, talking trash. And we saw videos of him, and we got information, intel, that he was neutralized. Please, can you highlight on this? Look, this is something we have to continuously talk on. Black Lakeism. The damage that they have, not to our restoration fighters, but to innocent civilians. Because they identify people who are not even related to the struggle because maybe they have personal problems with them. I think we have to give a continuous education on this Black Lakeism issue. One was sent to visit Ekema. Please, any comment on this issue?
I think before I comment on that, I want to go back to the 20th, or 11th February nonsense that's coming up. I want to inform all our listeners that these guys who come in to march, they call themselves governors, they call themselves soldiers and SDO. They are coming in with bulletproof vests. They are coming to sit with bulletproof vests. And they want your children to go stand there and be mowed down like grass. Because those bullets will not, the flesh cannot stop the bullet. What makes you think that it's okay to take your child and sacrifice them for slimeless individuals who do not have any soul. We have to think twice when we are going out. These people come in with all protection, they have in with all the security. You don't have any. At the end of the day, you're going to go back home. And if you are seen like somebody who's collaborating with the enemy, you don't know what the restoration forces or any person who is fighting. La Republique is known to go back and execute people and blame ARFs. We have to be mindful of that. Regarding the black leg or people who are collaborating with them with the enemy, it's a dumb tactics. That traders in the golden rule is they get eliminated either way, because they'll be eliminated by the ARFs or they'll be eliminated by La Republique. It depends who is faulted first. And the goal is to be able to get people and make them to be able to repent and go back into daily lives. We are not asking that we should go after our own people to kill them. No, that's not the point. We are asking for people to comply, to look at their own greater good, because there's no sense helping the enemy who is there to kill, to maim, to rape your own family people. And the worst is you go out in your neighborhood and pinpoint houses for the enemy to execute them. What good does it give to you? You don't get no trophy after that. You don't get any better salary after that. You don't get no better job after that. You get killed. So what's the sense? Think. Let's think. Like they say in Pidgin, get long sense. No get short sense. Get long sense. You have to look at yourself. What do you contribute? What is your own contribution in the fight? Does it benefit you? Does it benefit your community? You've lived in a community for all these years, and then of a sudden, you are telling a stranger to come and kill your own family, your own neighbors, your own friends. Please, think. What's your value? They say in the Bible that what's the taste of salt when it lost its taste? It's useless. It's useless. You don't want to become a pillar of salt. You don't want to become a pillar of salt, because at the end of the day, we will find out, the society will find out who is a traitor. Because you cannot be the sole person who is never attacked in a community. If every house is attacked and yours is never attacked, it's just like those houses that were marked in the Bible with a cross. So we have to be mindful. We have to tell our young people, a little phones here, a little credit here, 500 francs here. There are girls who are given 500 francs, 200 francs for them to betray our soldiers. Please be mindful. Think what's your own value. Think what's the value of all the people you're sacrificing. Because at this point, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help your family. Because the mob is going to we cannot stop the mob from acting. Because the mob, once they find out, they will lynch you, they will lynch your family members, and it will just be collective punishment, even though that's not justified, but we cannot stop them from behaving the way they behave. That's just human nature. But as we said, it's always nice to be able to value your own life over that of the enemy. The enemy is there to kill you. Why are you making his life easy? Once you are in there trying to make it easy, they will come back again and again and again. And that doesn't bode well with us. We have to understand that. We have to tell our citizens that. And God bless them. And those people who are dying for the enemy, it's war. So what do you expect? If you are taking the soldiers, showing houses, you become an intelligence officer. So you become a target, and a fair target indeed. And I think by any convention, you are a fair target. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you much, SOS. You see, in Black Lackism, you don't have a personal guard. La Republique will not give you a security officer to guide you where you go. No, you are on your own. You have no arm. You have nothing to defend yourself. You don't even have sometimes even your identity card to travel freely with. But you are there making noise. When we are coming, we come for you. When we are coming, we come for you. There is no body and there is no way that we will not get you if we want to get you as a black leg. So ANSC, please talk before I make comment on this blackism issue. I think we have some very serious business this evening on blackism. Commander Kenneth.
Thank you, Comrade Paul. Before I talk on the issue of, before I take on the blackism, I want to I want to talk a little bit on the events that the 11th February whatsoever. Okay. We have, I think a lot of our listeners have heard us give heard the warnings we've given from here. And knowing Ambazonians for who they are going to stay indoors. Let this message go to those that will be coming from maybe out of Ambazonia, those that the sardiners or those that La Republic usually gives them 1,000 or give them some tin of sardine to come in there and pretend to be Ambazonians. Just as the SOS said, you're coming into a war zone. If you could see with the precision with which our fighters are taking up some of the La Republic armored personnel carriers, some of you will not be an exemption if you should get into our territory. Think twice before you come in. And the last point I want to make is the only exceptions we may have on such a day or on such days will be emergency vehicles with maybe ambulances, those that will be ferrying maybe people that are in critical condition. Those are the ones that we may give a passage to. And we want to take this and warn the La Republic military, because there have been instances whereby they've used those same ambulances to maybe ferry some of their terrorists to attack our positions or to attack our fighters. Please, if you are a civilian, you see such a thing happening, call our ARFs and inform them. We will be leaving the routes open for emergency vehicles. But if it so happens that some of those vehicles are used by our enemies, next time there will be no chance for that, especially if people should see it and don't report it. We are warning La Republic, please, they should desist. They shouldn't do that. Okay, thank you. With the issue of blackism, we have given them enough warning from the ANSC. We are no longer giving, it is time for us. We don't care about, we will not give them warnings anymore. They understand that whatever they do, there are consequences to their actions. Going out there, talking about our restoration forces, giving their positions, giving whatever routes they are taking, I'll tell you this. If they should pick you up, that is same as killing them, because once their positions are revealed, once their routes are revealed, once their homes, hideouts, and everything, once they are revealed, you are condemning them to death. And once you are picked up, we'll make the judgment then, once you're picked up. But the one thing with these black legs that they should understand is that they're just like an island. They don't belong. La Republic detests you in as much as we detest you, because La Republic knows if you can go to sell your own people, they know you can sell them. You can equally sell them. You will sell their secrets. If you come up, if you are such a person, you are difficult. You're worse than a piece of rock. So going out there and doing what you are doing, thinking you are helping them, they talk behind your backs. They know. If you can go out of your own house and talk ill of your father, and talk ill of your siblings, and talk ill of your family, those you are talking to, they know the type of person that you are. So what we are telling them is this. I think we've seen people like the one that was there talking about how he sold out. They were in a group and maybe trying to give the positions of our fighters and so on. Finally, they were picked up. Being picked up, It's because of, the close collaboration that our fighters and those that are in the diaspora having with our community back at home. Some of them, they've come to the realization that no matter what, they will never have anything good. The enemy is the enemy. Their sons are their sons. Their daughters are their daughters. Their parents are their parents. And for those that they have been suspecting, they come up with the names. They show them to us. They show them to our ARFs. We want to thank those of them that have come up. And within most societies, that is what is happening now. They point those people out. The least information they have that this person is a black leg, they point them out to our ARFs. We want to thank those people that have been coming forth with such information. And we are encouraging more and more of them. Please come up. If you find out that somebody is a black leg, don't hesitate. Most of you have been, commending our cause, saying that, we are fighting a just cause. Yes. We want to thank those of you that are standing up right now, and you are not afraid to speak the truth. You are not afraid to point out these people, to let us know that they are the ones that are trying to kill our revolutions. They are the ones going to the enemy to talk about our fighters. For the other guy they call a Shutang Oman, the guy that was talking about no pity.
Yeah.
Yes. I think he made his threats. I think in one of his videos he said he was maybe wounded, or he sustained an injury and he's well and he's back into the field. The question I'm asking is, were it not better for him to just have left? Because where is he today? He came back as a black leg.
Yeah.
He came back as a black leg. And where is he today? With all the noise he made. Maybe they spared his life. They said, let's just give you this chance. Go for good. He decided to come back and thought maybe he is maybe coming back, maybe surviving that particular attack. He thought that maybe he'll come back and he'll be invincible. There's no invincibility when it comes to our ARFs. There is none. They will come for you. They'll pick you when the time is necessary. This is what the ANC is saying. Please come forth with the information. If we have them, we will know what to do to them. Thank you, Comrade Paul.
Yeah, I want them to also know that we have infiltrated all of their forums. All of their forums, no matter how tight it is, we have infiltrated all. So we have our representative in all of your forums. There are some people who are fed up with what you are doing, killing your own people, betraying your own people, and they are not happy about it. So at first, you people used to infiltrate our forums, get information, screenshot, but I think for a while now, we too have increased our security, our vigilance. And now, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, we had pictures and numbers of about 100 and something. There were 100 and something in that forum. We got all their number and their faces. It is in the archive of Ambazonia. It has been registered that these people are blacklegs working against their own freedom. And I bet you when we reach Boya, these names will be brought up and they will get the appropriate justice that is needed for the crimes they have committed. This is something that we must not joke with. When I see young people like Beltus, what they call his name, Beltus something, when I see Clovis, the other day he was trashed like a common criminal who he is in DDR because he's hungry. He's still begging crumbs, licking crumbs on the floor of my country people. When I see who again, I think there's Clovis, there's another one. There's another one who was upcoming. I've forgotten his name. I don't want to talk about this other young man who was one of my generals in Meme before switching over because he collected money and he gave it to one lady, stole this money from him. His name Godzi. So he decided he could not repay that money. He could not refund the money. He decided to switch camp. And he is working for La Republique. No matter what you say, No matter how happy you think you are, it will be short-lived, because we will get you. We will get you no matter where you hide. There is no security. There's no security guarantee for you from La République. So if you are a black leg, please ask yourself, who am I fighting? You are fighting yourself. You're fighting your freedom. You're fighting against your own self, not against your own people. Be warned. I always tell you this: a word to a wise is sufficient. SOS, I think we are rounding up. We are almost more than an hour surplus. What is the way forward? SOS. What is the defense up to? What motivation can we tell our people back home on the home front and in the diaspora? I hear there's a new word before you come in. There's a new word now from Watana now is shake no day.
Shake no day.
Shake no day. Watana has been replaced. Now is, we evolve. We started with peace plan. From peace plan to Chavum. Let me call it Chavum. From Chavum to AK. From AK to improvise IEDs, and then to rocket propel launcher, grenades. RPGs.
Yes.
Grenades, thank you. We have now evolved from Watana to shake no day.
No day.
SOS, you have the mic.
Well, every time we come to the end of the show, it's a little bit difficult when you have to summarize a whole week's or a whole weeks or coming week projections and stuff we have to do. But I always say, Ambazonia, we need you. Ambazonia, we need you. Every citizen of Ambazonia, we need you. We need your soul, we need your money, we need your know-how. All those three things, we need them to be able to succeed in this fight for liberation. We'll either be perennially be slaves to the La République, or we will have to fight for our liberty. The slave master never lets the slave run. We will fight for our liberty. We will either be killed or kill the slave master. And we are in that toggle right now. We are asking everybody to give their own contribution. You can give up your comfort for this fight. You don't have to drink every day to be able to contribute to this fight. You don't have to give us your whole allowance for this fight. It's a little bit of something, give something for this fight. Gone are the days where people say, oh, Muna did this, oh, Foncha did this. This is our time. What the hell are you going to do for Ambazonia? Don't wait for all the next children in your generation to come in and say, oh, what, they didn't do anything. While there were people fighting, look at, they killed General Transporter, but look at the number of healthy men who were in that conference he was talking to. None of them were involved in the fight. They are all civilians. But there's nothing like civilians when it comes to La République. You are a soldier, you are an Ambazonian, you are dead, you are marked for death. And I think all our people have to make that concerted action, that they have to contribute something for this fight. It's not just sitting and watching. It's not just shooting out hot words on internet. It's not just writing nonsense on internet. Do your part. Do your part. Contribute some ideas. Contribute your money. Contribute your soul. Get people involved. Recruit. Get people educated on this fight of Ambazonia. It'll be surprising that a lot of people in Ambazonia do not still understand why we are fighting. It's 7 years in the role. We have to continue that education. It's an education process. There are just some people who have to repeat some classes. You remember when we went to primary school and secondary school? There are just some people who have to repeat some classes because they don't get it. We have to do that. We have to give them that education on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, like we do here at IG Briefing, Defense Briefing. So, my brothers and sisters, Take your time, watch over the older people. There are some parents who've lost most of their kids or all of their kids. There are some parents who are in the bushes who are running with it. Please help the elderly, help all the other people who are in the bushes, help those who are in the community who do not have somebody who is healthy enough to be able to help them. We have each other's back. That's why we are in this struggle. We are fighting not because we want anything, but we are fighting that our children's children should live in peace, should live an independent life. It's not for me. It's not for you. It's for the children to come. Just like our parents planted mango trees and pawpaw trees and guava trees, some of them did not eat a single fruit of those trees, but we did. And that's what we're trying to do for our children. That's what we are trying to do for the future of Ambazonia. And they are coming up. And they are coming up. They are coming up in the forest. They are coming up in cities that don't want them. We want our people back where they belong. We want them in Ambazonia. And I hope you can make your own contribution without being coerced, without fearing for retribution. For those of you who are in Europe and in America, there's no crime to support a defense. There's no crime to do that. We are not asking you to do anything illegal against the system where you are, provided you contribute your own money. Go to there's a new design site for the for Ambazonia, the new design site where you can do your own contribution. It's highly secured. It's encrypted. You can do what you want on that site. You can choose either you want to choose for humanitarian, for social service, for defense, for the AID, Ambazonia independent dues. Everybody should be able to register for that. It's pretty simple. We've taken out all the complexities in this thing, and it's just as simple. Even an ape can go in there. A chimp can do it. So if a chimp can do it, you can even do better. Thank you.
Thank you very much, SOS. Commander Kenneth, are you getting me?
Oh yes, I'm getting you. Did you say something?
Okay. ANSC, what are your projections? Next week is a crucial week. What are your concluding statements? I think we will be signing out in the next 2 minutes.
Yes, I think next week we'll be having this briefing. That should be the 11th of February, where we are expecting that most of our people, especially our civilian population back at home, will be watching this show from within the confines of their rooms. But let me just take this to say, to look at, to give a little bit of projection into the month ahead, just to say what we might be expecting. When we had all the confusion last year, we had to sit down, look at our forces, look at what we are dealing with. We took quite some time out to cross our T's and dot our I's. And because of that hard labor that was done at the LGL levels, county levels, federal level, the ANSC, we worked so hard to do some capacity building within that period. And most of the forces promised us that starting this year, we are going to see a real action in the home front again. Let's not forget, there were those that were being pulled left and right by some individuals because of their selfish reasons. They call them this and that and this and that name, telling them to maybe stay away from our fighters or from within our ranks or from the LGS or from their commanders. Some of them have realized themselves. They've fallen within their ranks. They've come back. And for that, we want to thank our president and vice for the good job they did, because there are a lot of them that they had to talk to them, behind the scenes. And they talked some sense into some of these boys and girls. So they came back What happened? January was very bloody for them. And if we should looking back at January, La Republic, I think they sent home quite a reasonable number of body bags. They did. And looking at how we've started the month of February, I can say that we are on a good trajectory. We've started the month of February well. And what I've said is, it shouldn't be about La Republic sitting down and maybe talking about what they've suffered or looking at back or maybe trying to plan. They should be afraid of what is coming ahead. Because what is coming ahead, I think they would have, a lot of them would sit back and say, it would have been better if they were not sent into this particular, into Ambazonia. Because there are those that have signed up and they have said, I will give my life to make sure that Ambazonia is free. And we are seeing it. They are not relenting their efforts. From the work we are having, from what we are having with them, the works we are having with them behind the scenes, they want to go out there and prove themselves. All over the territory, they want to prove themselves. And they've said they've taken out enough time to study the enemy. They know their movements, they know their behavior, they know all what they do. And it's time for them to make sure that whatever they've sat down, whatever they've learned, they're going out to prove themselves in the field. So we are pleading with all Ambazonians. The fighters are determined like never before to push this enemy out of our territory. And we shouldn't forget, we don't have a godfather out there. We don't have anybody to help us. We are all by ourselves. Rally around your LGAs, rally around your counties, rally around your government. Do what is necessary. Chip in the little you can to help us prosecute this particular fight, this war. We don't have another place where we don't have banks, we don't have any place where we're funding, we're taking our monies from to help the fighters carry on with the fight. Ambazonians, you are our only partners. We don't have anywhere else to go. Please, this government is doing everything it can. It has proven itself beyond reasonable doubt that they are the ones taking this fight to the enemy. There's no other group out there. They burn their midnight candle. They are always out there doing everything possible. They talk to the boys. They talk to the boys, talk to the girls, talk to our fighters in general. And they see to it that they are comfortable. They see to it that they go out there to execute, to do what they are supposed to do. We will not relent our efforts. We will stay on that same trajectory and promise the enemy that if you don't hand in your guns and be granted a safe passage back to the Mungo, you will be sent back in those body bags. And we are serious about it. From what they have said,
thank you.
They are not afraid.
Oh.
They are not afraid. They will always wait and they'll make sure that they meet you man to man. Please fund your LGAs, fund your counties, fund the federal government, and watch this government deliver. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Commander Kenneth. Thank you very much, SOS Ndama. Thank you very much, Tapadi, who is behind the console. Thank you very much, Comrade Oben. Thank you very much, Pastor Commando. You guys are all the forces. You are there to make sure we are here. Thank you very much for all that you do for the Ambazonian people. I think the website, the new government website was launched on Thursday by His Excellency Dr. Samuel Komesako, which is www.ambazonian.org. 8forcitizen.org, which is the official government website after the other was hacked. Please go in there, register, subscribe, and you support. You'll be part of history. You will not be a spectator to history, but you will be part of history when you subscribe and you do what is needed for you. Fellow Ambazonians, until next week, Saturday, we remain your humble servants, serving you, giving you the necessary information, updating you on what happened for the past week and what will be coming up next week. Expect more explosive actions from home front, from our vibrant generals, from our soldiers who are ready to defend motherland with their lives. Fellow Ambazonians, 10th and 11th of February, stay indoors, stay home. It is necessary. It is necessary. We must tell our republic all is not well. If you are a black leg, it is never too late to repent. Thank you for being with us today. Share, so that those who could not watch the live will watch later. Till next week, Saturday, I remain to your humble servant, Paul Nilo. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8, verse 2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Ambazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8, verse 2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Ambazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian Quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8, verse 2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Ambazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
Wisdom for the Ambazonian quest with Bridget Muyang Fielding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. King Solomon, Proverbs 4:7, KJV.
And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 8 verse 2.
We are only as wise as our awareness of our ignorance. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates/Plato. This wisdom is the altar of humility and success.
There is no wisdom for a nation at war to sink its own gunboat. It weakens diplomacy, is tantamount to capitulation and defeat. That is exactly what some so-called Ambazonian leaders have done, asking fighters to keep low for whatever reason. This is surrender wisdom, and it has delayed progress for 2 years. Bridget Muyang Fielding.
ARFs don't score big again today against the terrorists from La Republique du Cameroon. Today, na the 31st of January 2023, and this one na the spokesman for the ANC. Fellow Ambazonians, una listen. Yes, the one no be joke. The one no be joke. Serious firepower from una ARFs under the only interim government where they fight this struggle. Under the interim government where be led by His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako. Una no fit hear this kind of firepower from any other group for home front. Yes, with the salute of ARFs. 21 gun salute for all now. Una go out for this action today from Gokutunja. This particular year and onwards, the ARF go follow any terrorist from the Republic. When Yaoundé the send Muna can kill innocent civilians. Deny them Muna get freedom to the gates of hell. If Una like, Una do anything Una do is Ambazonia. But we tell Una, the ARS will follow Una to the gates of hell. This one not just a tip of the iceberg because more they come. Not only for this area, all over Ambazonia. Yes, make a take once more. Today the 31st of January, the last day for January. And make Una all not forget. This January don't be very, very bloody for the enemy. They don't carry a lot of body bags back into their territory. ARFs have been launched a very, very successful attack from Gokutunja. They be doing very, very, very professionally. And the armored personnel carrier, it be beyond repairs. That's the hit them, it go beyond repairs. They go live back for carry those ones where they did it because nobody no go come out of that motor from where to Osia. The armored personnel carrier be damaged beyond repairs. From information we don't reach we right now. We still continue for one the terrorist La Republic military. We tell una. The orders where Yaoundé they give una. Make una turn around, ask una selves. The risk where una they enter inside. Now for waiting. Now why una the camp can die? The people that they send una for Yaoundé, they are picking them there for the best schools. They are picking them be safe. The people them be safe. Now why una they can die? Now the question that we ask una, it not gonna ever stop. We'll be ready for this, whether in the next 20 to 30 years. Even if we leave them, we picking they go continue for fight. Because we go deplete with our forces until it go reach the extent and not even fight kindergarten boxing team. It be left to the La Republic military for turn around. Tell that people the way they send now for Yaoundé. Say if they like me, they can fight the fight. We Ambazonians will be prepared. We be prepared. If we be thinking sometime with the slack, no. Everywhere, all over the territory, they be ready for stand up now. As we talk, when I don't see me say this January, it go continue just like that all over. There is no military solution to this problem. Military no go ever solve this problem. Because by the end of the day, una go the count, una brothers, una friend, una papa them, una picking them. Una brother them when they don't die inside the struggle. While our republic go still go sit on top that table for negotiate. It no go ever finish. The earlier una tell them, say make them stop for the send una can't die. The better for una. The earlier the better. They fight go on. And make no man no fool now. Una don't first remove some of the top generals than before. But other ones they don't come up even much more deadlier than the one they wanna remove them. Make una understand they still there within the ranks. So one they go even be more radical than one they look and now say sometimes those ones will be radical. Make no general no send una say una go find this or that particular fighter una go find it. Say sometimes when una take it, the fight don't finish. It no go ever finish. It no go finish. Una tell the general, una tell ya, una tell them. Say una de so, now una head that they go. And for una for things say una get intel about who ARFs them. That one a lie. Una no get them all. Una go see from now onwards. Una go see from now onwards say the intelligence una get them be false. Who ARFs them be all over. They see una, they don't study una, they know una movement, una, they know all the actions. They know what you wanna be capable of doing. And they go match una man to man. Once more, when I tell government make it resolve this problem, they know what to do. The people there, they fan the flames for this conflict from Yaoundé. When I point finger for them, tell them, say make them stop them. But if you, the soldier, decide to beat the stubborn fly, no see a days and be no mat. You feel hear this particular talk enter for the ear come over the last side, but if it be the last time, now somebody go end up for tell your people, say it is so, you will fight the wrong fight. If you want fight and stand for what you know say be na the truth. Because now what that way the Ambazonian fighters, the ARF, they stand and they fight for. They get the protection for their gods and their ancestors. Now the more reason that young they never ever stand for the truth. And then they tell the truth. Now the reason that they send una can't die. If no one continue, una don't get now that one a decision una get to make up. And at this point, we said we give 21 gun salute for ARF from Gokuchinja and the rest for all over the territory. We talk say the rest when they rise up, when they continue the fight. Because La Republic, whether I like them or not, they no fit take with territory by force. We go fight and we go shoot with Tiboya. Negotiations or no negotiations will be determined. Short live the revolution, long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.
IG Defense Briefing. Rebranded and reinvigorated. Fire for fire.